So you're still trying to figure out, why is everybody so excited about this real estate syndication and being a part of it? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons to help make it a lot clearer for you. Coming up. Hey there, it's Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, continuing to help you with tips and strategies that are going to help you to make more money, have more free time, and live with less stress. Now on this channel, we're going to be sharing weekly tips and strategy videos just like this one. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel? And you also want to make sure that you leave your comments in the section below. We have lots of questions, lots of comments, and there's a lot of great learning that goes on there. But as for today, I want to get back to this whole question of, why would you want to be involved in a real estate syndication? And once again, for a lot of you that are outside of the United States, this whole concept of syndication may be something that's completely new to you. And even for a lot of people that are in the United States, it may be some people are talking about it, but you're not really necessarily sure. So I want to just help continue with the conversation and help you understand why you may want to be involved in a real estate syndication. And there are a couple of different ways that you could be involved, right? You could either lead one or just be passively involved in one of them. But before we actually get to that, I want to share a little bit of maybe my story and talk to you about why this is something that has become really, really interesting for me as somebody who's working in a multinational, and let's say in a middle management position, and has to optimize our time, right? When I think about when I was getting started, and in the professional life, working for the multinational, right? I remember doing and working and saving my money and putting the rest in a 401k. And then around 2000, my portfolio crashed. And then it started working its way back up to almost the levels in 2000 where it crashed. And it was 2008. And guess what? It crashed again. And so I found myself in a position where I was doing all of the right things, but I didn't seem to be getting ahead anymore financially. And so, as most of you know, I came across the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, read that, and it completely changed my life. But the whole point with that was, as I started not having much control of my finances, you know, I was in a point in my life where I wanted to, I was really looking to make more money. Like, I wanted to be in a position where I could walk away from my job at any point in time. And at the same time, I didn't want to have to answer to anybody else, right? I was living that dream. I wanted to do those things, but every single time my stock portfolio went down, I found myself like in this position where I wasn't in control. I was really insecure. I didn't want to look stupid in front of other people because if I started moving into a new asset class, maybe I didn't have the same knowledge, quote unquote, that I did when I was investing in the stock market. And I didn't want to have to, and at the same time, I didn't want to have to get back into the stock market again because it had already shown me that I couldn't really trust what was going on. And so then I started investing in real estate. I mean, living here in Europe, in Spain, in Barcelona, and investing back in the United States. And, you know, I was going forward and I realized that I was eventually going to run out of capital, right? It wasn't because I didn't want to only have a certain number of properties, right? But my dream got much bigger, and as my dream got much bigger, I realized that my resources were going to be limited. And at the same time, that's when I started listening to a lot of different podcasts. And one day, somebody was talking about syndication, and it was like, what is this syndication? And right, if you're here already and you don't know what syndication is, it's kind of like just a lot of people putting money together. And when they put money together, you can go out and buy something much larger, and then everybody is able to benefit from that larger purchase, right? So the one is better than one. If you love the Avengers, like you know what I'm talking about. One team is better than one individual person. So the same kind of concept. But then once I heard about that, I was like, wow, I want to find out more. And me living here in Spain, I wanted to find out more. So I started putting a plan together. I was working with legal teams and tax teams here and doing the same thing with people back in the United States because I wanted to be able to help investors that are outside of the United States be able to invest in the United States. And so while I was going through that and I had a great plan, the thing is at the end of the day, I was still in this mentality that I was stuck in my day job. I wasn't yet in the position where I realized that you can do more than one thing at a time. So I was still working my day job and building towards that dream. And so one of the things that I've realized is why anybody would want to invest through a syndication is, in the beginning, like I mentioned before, like I was able to actually now make more money through investments than I was being able to do before while working with other people, helping me get to a point now that I don't worry so much about the end of the year raises that happen at the office. So it's given me a mental freedom as well. And then there's also a lot of just great feelings that comes of being a part of helping someone else get closer to their financial goals and their financial dreams if someone is participating with me. It also helps to be a lot more confident in terms of understanding what is happening in the real estate space, in terms of working with cash flowing assets and being able to help educate other people so that they can go out and do it on their own as well. And there are a number of different things. Also too, by being able to invest with other people, it's also a way to diversify within in the same asset class, meaning that you don't have to put all of your own capital in one specific project. That's what I mean by diversify. So those are just a couple of the reasons that I've found that investing through real estate syndications are really helpful in terms of getting closer to the goals. It's also helpful in terms of being able to network and help other people as well. And so I just wanted to be able to share that with you. So I would love to hear what your experience has been with either investing through real estate syndications or leading real estate syndications. And also just would love to have your feedback on this and help in terms of how clearly it's helped to convey to you exactly why someone would want to invest through a real estate syndication. So once again, leave your comments there below. This is Billy with Keep on Cash Flow. And as always, hasta la próxima.